Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josue Diaz here. Today I'm going to be discussing the process of making vanilla extract. If you are kind of a versatile cook, chef, or wannabe amateur like myself, you like things that taste good, and if you can make it yourself, why not do that? So as I'm showing you here, these are the items that you essentially need. You need vanilla beans, a sharp knife, you need the actual alcohol that you're going to be using. Okay, I'm just giving you, these are two sets of beans that I purchased from the Organic Vanilla Company. Showing you the vodka that I'm actually using. Absolute, probably overkill. Um, you don't necessarily need it. That's why I am showing you this particular brand and then like the Smirnoff triple distilled or number 21 red. That's a cheaper one. I definitely would just opt for the cheaper one. I'm just using up the Absolute. And what I'm showing you here is a repurposed bottle. Definitely recommend anytime you can recycle, reuse, reduce. It's a good idea to do that. So having a sharp knife, critical, all right? Also showing a measuring cup because you want to have a little bit of accuracy in measuring. Cutting open the vanilla bean packages here, it's going to be critical, not critical, but it's going to be important that at the end of this, I'm going to show you what you can actually do with the leftover packaging of these beans. Anything that's vacuum sealed like this is going to retain lots and lots of oil. So the moisture coupled with just flavor, really a good idea to keep. So you might not get a sense from it through the video, but there's a ton of just vanilla goodness on these packaging, on this packaging. So I'm going to show you at the end what you can do with that. So as you can see, the beans also very, these are grade A beans. Again, overkill. You can use grade B. You'll be perfectly fine. And just measuring out the vodka here. I went actually over a cup. All right, it says the particular, which I will annotate, but the recipe I was using mentioned for every 8 ounces, 6 vanilla beans. I had 8 beans, and I actually probably did about 10 ounces. So I've made this before, and I find that if you use more beans, you just get more of an intense flavor. So showing the precision of cutting these beans here. Again, very important to have a sharp knife. Ideally, you wouldn't want to be cutting using your good quality knives on a dish like I'm doing here, but just for the sake of the video, I just decided to do it that way. But get on a nice cutting surface. I could have done it directly on the granite, but then, you know, that just gives me more cleanup. So maybe I just was feeling lazy. I don't know. So slice the bean right down the middle. Okay, cut it in half, and then you're going to scrape out the vanilla caviar, which is really going to be critical here. So as you can see, I'm using the sharp end of the knife. I am scraping the caviar away from my body. And that is the goodness right there. Now, certain beans, if they're packed more, grade A beans tend to be a little bit more plump. So you might find some more caviar. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're better per se than grade B. They look better. Grade B are a little bit more shriveled, a little bit less water content. So in reality, within the extract, having a grade B vanilla bean, it's going to have a little bit less water content. So again, you're going to have a ramped up intensity there. So each little bit that you're cutting, ensure that it gets into your vessel. All right, I'm just scraping some of the caviar off. And really, you cut the beans after you've cut them in half. You've scraped out the caviar out of each half, then actually cut the remaining portion into smaller pieces. Again, that's totally up to you what you want to do. I don't think it necessarily impacts the intensity. of the extract if you leave larger pieces, but I just cut them up. So then you pretty much repeat that. We'll get to that point. So I'm dropping them in to the bottle here. Very important that each little bit, regardless of how ugly it looks, drop it in there. You are really looking forward to the flavor that's going to result from this situation here. So again, anything you can use to assist the caviar, make sure nothing goes to waste, or as minimal waste as possible. So just putting more of that. Okay, repeat that 8 times, or as many beans as you have. And I'm just wiping off the top because as you're putting the caviar and the pieces of the vanilla bean on there, it just gets a little bit messy. I definitely try to reduce the mess. As you can see, we're finished up. Okay, go for a little bit of a shake. Alright, it's going to be a little bit cloudy. It gets more cloudy as the weeks and months pass. You're not even going to touch this for at least 6 months. The longer, the better, the more intense flavor. And essentially, so, as you can see, I'm just showing the result of the cutting. So here's the plastic, the vacuum sealed packs of these beans. What I do is I actually just take regular table sugar, right? Cut up the packaging and put it in a container. Again, wherever you can repurpose. As you can see here, I have a repurposed jam container that I actually did in the summer. Put some sugar in there and have the packaging from a previous vanilla extract that I made. Put it in there, and of course I can't resist. Every time I open this I have to smell it. So where's the smell-o-vision? It's not here. But anyway, again, that's another thing you put in there and leave it in there for several weeks. You can touch this before 6 months, but again, the longer you keep it in there, the higher intensity you're going to be exposed to. So that's really a good thing. So cut up the pieces, put them into a container, and again, I'm just showing that the vodka quality, you can use a cheaper vodka, perfectly fine for this application. So as you're done doing this, just get a resealable bag. If you're not going to do it right away, put the vacuum sealed vanilla bean plastic bags in another sealable bag, and then when you're ready, cut everything up, put it into another container with sugar, and you have vanilla sugar. It's really great to use. You can definitely search and see all the applications for that. And here you go. That is how to make a vanilla extract. Have fun. This is Josue Diaz. Take care.